bless this church with your glory. We pray that you will come and just give us your glory. Bless this church, bless this offering that you're giving us today, and help it to carry on for us from you. I pray in Jesus' name, amen. Yikes. So loud, Rick's going to turn me down. Sorry, I'm not as organized as my father, but we Christians forgive each other, so forgive me. Spoke to my parents Saturday, and they're in Iowa. Mom doing her class, trying to be a dog massage dogs. She's having a hard time with the material, so keep that in mind. Plus, my dad never gave me a time limit, so yeah. So these past 2 weeks we're going to look at one passage. It is John chapter 4, 1 through 26. This week is going to be pretty much about how we minister. The next week is going to be about fulfillment. So I'm going on chapter. I'm not going to read the whole passage. I'm going to start at 7, pretty much end at 15. Give you guys a minute to get there. Breathe, it comes out very good. Start verse 4. Now he had gone through Samaria, till he came to a town in Samaria called Sychar, near a plot of the ground Jacob had given to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, tired as he was from the journey, sat down by the well. It was about noon. When the Samaritan woman came to draw water, Jesus said to her, "Will you give me a drink?" His disciples had gone to town to buy food. The Samaritan woman said to him, "You are a Jew, and I am a Samaritan. Woman, how can you ask me for a drink?" For Jews do not associate with Samaritans. Jesus answered her, "If you knew the gift of God, and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." "Sir," the woman said, "you have nothing to draw with you, and the well is deep. Where can you get this living water? Are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us this well and drank from it himself, as did also his sons and his livestock?" Jesus answered, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. Whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will come in them, and a spring of water welling up to eternal life." The woman said to him, "Sir, give me this water so that I won't get thirsty and have to keep coming here to draw water." Lord, bless this message. Speak through me clearly. Help me not stutter. Just get me through this. I hope they don't hear my word, but your word, Lord. I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. What we can get from this passage is how to minister. Jesus is not only ministering to the woman, he's also teaching us, showing us how we can go out and minister to people. Now, my dad mentioned a little bit, if you're not familiar, Jews and Samaritans weren't really friendly. Jews did not like Samaritans because of the whole interbreeding. Because they weren't fully Jew, the Jews pretty much said no. But so Jesus is coming to this water, and the Samaritan woman comes in noon. Now, why would he come noon? Usually, women will get water, and that time, women will get water for the whole day. Cooking, bathing, drinking, the whole day. They'll come in at the crack of dawn. When the sun's come up, they'll come get water. She's coming in noon. It's very strange, so keep that in mind. But here's the thing. Jesus started this with a simple question. May I have a drink of water? He started this whole other way. He said a simple question. Just think about this simple question. He started his ministry to this Samaritan woman with a simple question. He didn't tell her, "You're a Samaritan woman, get away from me." He said, "What are you doing here?" He just asked a simple question. He said, "That idea really to start a mission to someone?" Yeah. I've done it. I've started a conversation off and led people just by a simple statement or a simple question. So here Jesus is showing us all it takes is a simple question. And they both have, you can see they have a conversation. She tells him, "You are a Jew. You should not be here associating with me." I can imagine Jesus going, I might be born a Jew, but I'm God. I created you, so to me it doesn't really matter. He goes, "If you knew who I was, you'd be asking me for a drink." Jesus is stepping into the salvation plan. He started first and got her talking. She asked a question, and he stepped right into the salvation, showing if you knew who I was, you knew who I came for, then you would know. And this gets her thinking, because she goes, "Sir, why about this living water? Can you give it to me?" Or saying, "You have nothing to draw. How can you get this water?" So that's got her thinking. That's not her talking. Saying, "Who is this? What is he talking about?" So what Jesus here is starting a simple question. He got her talking, got in conversation with her. He did not isolate. He started friendly. That's how we need to be friendly when we go out. And so that got her conversation with him. So she asks him a question, he responds, she asks another question. That's how you get things rolling. And once you get things rolling, it goes and goes and goes and goes. It might not be as quick as Jesus did with her. Of course, we don't know how long it took. John just wrote it down. It could have been what John wrote down, or it could have been longer. He got her talking, he got her. So we can take this as a good example, because if we go with someone, simple question or simple statement, that gets things rolling. And it could take hours, it could take 5 minutes, it depends how long the person wants to talk. And it could take days. Here's my number, you want to keep them talking, or you can just take them to someone you know, like a pastor or one of your deacons. Now, not Jesus teaching how we should minister, he's also showing us who we should minister. Because if you read this passage, it's very clear. Now, first off, she's a Samaritan woman. We know about Samaritan woman. And she's coming new. Now, why is she coming new? Well, because she probably was the talk of the town, not in a good way. Because if you go further, in chapter 17, Jesus says, in chapter 6, Jesus tells her, he told her, "Go call your husband and come back." She replies, "I have no husband." Jesus said, "You are right when you say you have no husband. The fact is you have had 5 husbands, and the man you have is now your husband. What you have just said is quite true." Jesus God, he knew who she was. He knew the kind of woman she was. She was talking to the town. Pretty much back in the time, she probably should have been dead by now. And not especially living with a husband, especially by the time, her time. But God, he knew Samaritan, he knew the type of woman. A woman who has 5 husbands now living with a man. That went against a lot of, especially the law of Moses. She went totally against the law of Moses. And yet Jesus still asked her a simple question. May I have to go water? He didn't care who she was, he didn't care her background. He said, may have a drink of water. He knew who she was, yet he still engaged her, he still opened a conversation with her, and that's her. Now you're thinking, well, how can Jesus use me? Well, if you continue more, he used her to get to that village because she went back to that village and brought the whole town with her to see Jesus. He used that woman who, Samaritan woman, Samaritan woman, the woman who's been with 5 other men and now and is not her husband, he still used her to get that people. And she's probably the top of the town. No one probably doesn't want to be around her. That's where she comes anew. Because getting water was a show sweeping. All the women came together to get water, talk, gossip, and leave. If she came with them, they probably escalate for himself and being in a group of their own and talk about her behind her back. But Jesus didn't care. He just talked to her and then used her to get those people. Because she went back in the town and brought all the town people with her to Jesus, and Jesus talked to the whole town. So you think, how come God used me? How can Jesus use me? He used this Samaritan woman who probably was the lowest people of the town. He had other people, especially Old Testament people. David, he had an affair with another woman, had their husband killed, and yet at the end, God said David is a man of my own heart. Samson was a real jerk. He was a jug, he was a real jerk on the buff hair. He was a jerk. God still used him to save his own people. And if you look at Jesus' disciples, they weren't really very educated men. They were fishermen. They weren't educated in theology. They were educated in the Bible and in the scriptures. The only education they had was growing up, and they stopped and went into their family business. And every time they heard the scripture, when they went to the synagogues and they heard the scriptures being read, that's the only education they had. And Jesus called them. The person who had most education was Matthew, and he was a tax collector. That's pretty much the IRS today. Imagine Jesus grabs someone from the IRS group his disciples. So I don't think Jesus can use you. He used you. And he wanted to go minister to people, the lost. If we look at through his ministry, who did he go to? People who are outcasts. The women, the men who have diseases, the blind, he went to them. The demon-possessed, the prostitutes, he went to these people. Even though all the religious leaders and his own disciples saying, we can't do that. Jesus says, I'm here to save the lost. He says, it's not the healthy that needs a doctor, but the sick that needs a doctor. And I'm here for the sick. So, besides, going out is actually a command. Look at, back up track a little bit. But if you go to Acts chapter 8, starting at 26, you got one of the followers, Philip, who God takes away and puts to meet with a man from Ethiopia. A Jew from Ethiopia will come to Jerusalem for Passover. He's reading the transcript. It's a transcript of Isaiah chapter 53, I think. That's the one that we all Christians go to. Look, here's Isaiah saying the sacrifice of Jesus. And he's reading it. He goes, Philip goes to him, why are you reading? He goes, I don't know. And he goes, let me help you. That's one way. If people are reading something they don't understand, think, I don't understand this. As Christians, we should know the scriptures. We should know the scriptures. That's why it's important for spiritual or part of our spiritual discipline is to know the Bible, memorize verses, to go through it. I encourage you guys to, you can try going to the Bible through a year. Even steps is you pick 3 books to read at a time. 2 from old, 1 from new, and you read each 3 chapters, and it take you through the year. You read them, and you can, when they have questions, you can go through and tell them this is what the scripture says. This is what this says. Old Testament, and here is the fulfillment in the New Testament. Plus, the ministry we're called is his command. In the Great Commission, Jesus said, all authority in heaven and earth gives to me. Now go. He didn't go, hey, you guys. It's important for you guys to feel like you don't have to go on ministry. No, he goes, go. It's a command. This is a command from God. Saying, go and make disciples of all nations. Now what we need to do, especially in Jerome, go. I lived in a year, but I've heard some stories about Jerome that I don't know, true, could be true, but and we could be the light. We need to go out in Jerome. So if you guys want to keep the church, you need to go out. You might not like the PPC. I admit, I have done the same thing. I've seen someone like, comfortable. I don't want to be a nice person. Even though that person could be very nice. And I've met people who are tattooed, pierced, look like they can beat you up if they want. They're really nice people. And they could be very mean people, too. We still need to minister to them. I remember hearing a preacher, when God told him, there's this Charlie's Angel, I want you to go speak to him. That Charlie's Angel, not Charlie Angels, what's that Viking? Hell's Angel, yeah. There's a Hell's Angel, go talk to him. And he said, I went to talk to the Hell's Angel, and he turned. Even though the Hell's Angel cursing him and threatening him, he said, I'm sorry, I have to do what my God tells you. I have to tell you this. And he told him that he walked. And once he was done, he walked away. I grew up in Southern California. I've seen gang violence. And even though I don't want to be near the gangs, I know God probably wanted me to go and talk to them and minister to them. Command by God to go out to the nations. Because we are the light, we are the children. God is using us. We are the vessels that God is using to go out. We come to church, we learn from our preacher what the Bible says. We go back, we should at least consider the way the scripture, what he's saying. You can take an hour, 5 minutes a day, pick up that verse, take a notebook, read it, and then write down what he's saying, meditate on what you read. So you can understand, so you're ready to move out to minister. You need to be ministered. And kind of the whole, now this is not the only passage where Jesus shows how, I like that this is one of the big examples Jesus shows how to minister to people. Start, be nice, question, go out, has conversation, you continue to talk to them, no matter the background. Master, have you heard that? Have you guys here that have felt that God would want to talk to that person, and you see that person like, I don't know. He is a mohawk, or you look at a t-shirt, he has a provocative picture, like, I don't want to talk to that person. You have that feeling. I have that feeling. I admit that I have walked away. I don't want to talk to that person because I'm more embarrassed. But go talk to them. They might look at you weird. Go, hey, how you doing? See you all alone. How you doing? Like, simple question. They go, I'm doing fine. Okay, just where you from? Start a conversation. My mom is good at that. I don't know how she has a gift to start a conversation. She's just talking to one person. How you doing? I'm good. It's like, Mom. Love you. What? Been an hour? Can we go? Probably should, because God probably told her to talk to that person. And next time I'll just go off someplace myself. But love you, Mom. We are the vessels. We are actually, once we become Christians, we're not just Christians, we're also now vessels of God's instrument to go out to spread. Once we become Christians, once you accept Jesus Christ in your heart, you are now part of God's army. You are now ordered to go out. Now given the Lord to go out. Though I mean you should work on your spiritual, get your knowledge first, then go out. But if you accept Jesus Christ and you have the feeling go out, tell them, say, hey, look at this. I have found Jesus, I'm fulfilled, which I will go in more next week of fulfillment. It's pretty good. I know it's short, but gets to the point, and I'm not going to tell you guys to go out, because I'm not going to repeat the command of God. Lord, I pray that you will give us courage, especially me, to encourage. We need to go out and talk to someone, Give us the encouragement, the wisdom, and the guidance to minister your word to someone that needs it, someone who's willing.